Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another scene of Living World of Darkness Rage across New York. We start the scene in Central Park at a rather sunny fall day. The colors of the trees are starting to grow quite lovely with their yellow, golden, brown, some green still, and of course the fiery red and oranges that the leaves have turned into. Um, all in all, it's been rather quiet on Sept, especially Umbra's side. It's been almost unusually quiet, with not a lot of spirits showing themselves lately. And when they show up in the Umbra, it looks like they are in a hurry to get away from most of the Guru, looking little, for as far as those who know spirits, almost looking disgruntled. So yeah, the umbral side, which normally sports a lot of spirits, lately has been more quiet, more distant almost. These signs are enough for one of the Garu on Sept, one of the Theurges, one of these Shadow Lords, to go and investigate in one form or another.
Yeah. Kolya, for the past few weeks, has been keeping a low profile after the little incident he had that forced him to maul and maim a number of unsavory characters because he has not yet received confirmation it's quote unquote safe to go out. And taking a break from his usual rounds as one of the guardians of the sept, he decides to investigate the spiritual matters, see if he can do more theurging. So he, after finishing a cigarette, looks at the clear face of the lake and decides to step sideways.
Hmm.
Hmm. It's straight noses, right?
It's straight noses, yeah. Diff is it's like three here.
And with my -1 die, it's gonna be funny.
Don't budge, or it's going to be an entirely other scene.
Completely different scene. Nah, 2 successes, I'm safe.
Yeah. So yeah, you slip sideways. It takes a while before you cross through the veil. And yeah, you step into the umbral side. You can see like there are a couple of water spirits. They're further down the lake. And there are a couple of woodland spirits, but yeah, like I said, all in all, it's not as much as you would expect. The water spirits are not playing on the surface as they usually do, but rather like staying deep beneath the surface. The woodland spirits, like rabbits and other kind of creatures that you find in a forest, they seem to be hopping and moving a little away from you, not necessarily like running to get out of your sight, but they definitely don't look very interested in talking to you.
Yeah. Uh, Kolya's gonna walk around the lake very slowly, very careful step, looking around him, not like he's searching for something, more taking in the sights. And with your permission, I am going to spend the willpower and activate whisper catching
Okay, sure.
to see if he hears anything being mentioned by the spirits, any voice,
Mm,
any comment, anything that might spark his interest or give him a lead.
in all honesty, I don't even know if spirits talk amongst themselves. But, why not? Talking is like the whispers that you hear are mainly from the woodland creatures, as of course the water spirits are underwater. Uh, um, Mostly it's like things that you hear are occasionally like step aside, move away. I want that uh, clover. That seed is mine. Um, where's the rest? It's quiet. It's like remarks like that. It's not really conversations that you hear. It's just, the occasional addressing of one spirit to another.
Fair enough. Seeing as there's nothing in particular, Collier decides to do something he's been meaning to do for a long time, but didn't have time to, or didn't think of it yet, because he's been spending a lot of time around the SEP lately, basically focusing on his duties with little to no interest, given the occasional nod, whoever acknowledges his presence, but being pretty out of it all in all. He decides to go and search for the totem of the sept, namely Great White Mouse, thinking to himself that it might be a good idea as a theurge to at least be on speaking terms, for lack of a better word, with the sept totem.
Hmm. Okay. So you, I presume, approach the shrine of Great White Mouse, right?
Yep.
Okay. As you do so, there suddenly is a rabbit, like jumping in front of you, sitting on his hind
It's
legs.
so cute.
Thank you. He makes those movements with his front legs, and it's like she doesn't want to talk to any of you.
Kolya notices this little rabbit and takes a knee, not necessarily as a sign of respect, but more to be on the same level as the rabbit. Because I'm guessing he's not very tall.
He's not.
And he looks at the rabbit and with a slightly confused but also trying to be nice somehow and miserably failing. Why? What's happened?
You don't look around. None of you do. We used to have people that took care of the shrines. We used to have people that took care of us, and protected us, worked with us, worked with her, worked with everyone here. But now you don't. So she's like, no, doesn't want to talk to you. Whatever you have to say, you can say to me.
I'm sure she knows that we needed protection ourselves, that we had our own threats to deal with. You can tell her I want to fix things. We all want to.
But it takes you months. If you not noticed, Umbra's getting quiet. There's less of us.
There's less of us too.
We can't
There,
help that.
there aren't many of us that can tend to your needs, speak to you.
So, even those that can have not done anything.
If you don't, if we don't know what you need or what you want, it's kind of
Same,
hard to do something for you.
same we always want. Have our shrines be clean. Have some offerings. We do work for you as well. We protect this place. She protects this place. She protects you all. But now they've taken some of us away and some of us have followed and they've never returned. There's something wrong in the north.
Someone took some of you away. Who is that someone?
I don't know. It's just never saw it, but others have left. Mice, rats, rabbits, even cat spirits, birds, lots of birds. They've all
Okay,
gone north. Maybe there's someone there that does tend to the shrines, but it feels wrong.
okay. I'll be back later. Kolya gives the little bunny a bit of a nod of farewell and goes back to the lake and steps sideways again, or at least attempts to.
Mhm.
I swear to dog, if I botch this, it's going to be a completely different scene.
Yep.
No, I'm safe. I am safe.
Okay.
Okay. Kolya goes to a hardware store or something. Whatever, I forgot how it's to a couple of stores
Mm-hmm.
and buys a yard broom. Uh, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Ah, the thing you use to, the thing you put dust in with the broom. A dustpan. Dustpan. Yeah. Uh, so
I mean,
basically,
you would know that the keepers, or there are no keepers, but that there is a shed for like stuff that you can use for keeper duty.
okay, fair enough. He's gonna
You
go.
don't need to buy it. I mean, you may if you want to, but stuff is unsept.
Okay, he's gonna use whatever he finds from the shed. Buy anything if like some tools are broken or because he has the money. Uh, if any of the tools are broken or very old or like beyond use, because he isn't that big of a fan of fixing stuff when you can buy them and they're good. And try to remember what types of offerings would be appropriate for each of the spirit and its spirits, and he spends most of the day tending to the shrines, to each shrine in particular, um, cleaning them, placing offerings. I don't know if cleansing them is a thing.
I mean, you can scrub some like moss off of the stones of the
No, no, no,
shrines. And,
cleansing, like rite of
oh
cleansing style cleansing, not
no,
cleansing,
no,
cleansing. Yeah, no, clean. Like I'm trying to make a difference between cleaning them and cleansing them. If you
no. Hmm.
get where I'm coming from.
No, you don't need to cleanse them.
Okay, fair enough. He's gonna spend time cleaning them, placing offerings, um even brushing the leaves, the fallen leaves that on the paths that lead to the shrines, um, feeding any, like getting a piece of actually no, because you don't feed animals bread because it's bad for them. A bag of nuts or seeds or whatever he noticed the den father using time and time again to feed crows and the other stuff around, the other living beings across
There's
the.
lots of seeds and everything that you can buy. Yeah.
Yeah, and basically feeds any living thing that crosses his path. uh he does it very thoroughly, but very impersonally. Like there's no there's no like genuine dedication. He does it because he has to do it. He doesn't
Hmm.
do it not necessarily with this guy. He does it with a sense of duty that overrides the fact that I would rather be doing anything else. um but yeah, and he also buys himself, and I was supposed to do this a long long time ago. He, from like a dollar store or something really, he buys the smallest cheapest pocket mirror he can find,
Hmm.
and I would like to dedicate that to myself.
Yep. Go right ahead.
uh okay, so it costs one gnosis point,
Hmm.
and let's see, what do I need to roll?
Um.
It doesn't say any
Uh.
roll, it just says it costs a gnosis.
Yeah, I think that's just it.
Okay, and I will blue book this if you don't mind.
Go ahead. I think rite of dedication is a mystic rite, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there is a role for it, but
No, the system does, when it says system, the ones that
hmm.
use the rolls up from that chart just say standard roll, whereas this one doesn't say you need to do any roll.
Okay, well, like I said, it's fine with me.
It is your call.
Yep.
Okay, blue book too. Yeah, so he's gonna take this little mirror, shove it in his pocket, and once everything is clean, he puts everything back in the shed. He takes out any of the tools that were broken and he replaced, and like hands, like goes and sees where the recycling bins are, and like talks to some of the, guessing bonarkin around to figure out where to put everything so they're properly
Hmm.
taken care of. uh because we Eastern Europeans are savages and recycling is a myth to us.
Bonars actually look kind of confused why you would throw away such you know, good stuff. Just needs repair. But they're like, yeah, no, we'll fix it. Just give it to us. It's cool.
He's not gonna argue. Like he doesn't not necessarily want to throw them away. He's like, hey, if you can use them, yeah, go ahead. And he goes next to the shrine of Great White Mouse and pulls out this mirror, this new acquisition, to see if it works. Uh, honestly, remember the last scene in which I slipped sideways so many times. Oh, that is a fail.
Okay. Well, your new mirror might have a spot on it or something, but you get distracted while looking at yourself. There's still like this little, sticker
Mhm.
on the mirror that you kind of want to peel off, and it just keeps distracting you, and you just kind of bounce off, can't step sideways, and you need to wait for an hour. And after an hour, because fuck it, unless you
Yeah.
really want to do something in that hour, you can try again.
Now he's gonna facepalm, realizing what he just did, takes the sticker, throws it in the bin, looks at the mirror, polishes it with his t-shirt, puts it in his pocket, realizes the fact that he has to wait, so basically sits on a bench and starts smoking till looking at his watch. Be like, come on. Fucking sticker. Why didn't I think of the fucking sticker? Like, okay, 1 hour's passed, pulls out the mirror, looks at it. That's okay, let's try again. I hate myself, another failure.
uh,
He looks at that mirror with an incredible amount of hatred, spits on it, polishes it with spit, cleans it, goes to the lake, washes it a couple of times, dries it really carefully in the what I'm guessing is the last rays of sunshine for the day.
mhm.
Cleans it really, really thoroughly. Looks at it to see if it has any cracks, if there's something wrong with it,
No, no,
if
it
it's
doesn't look like it.
tainted in any ways.
Doesn't look to be the mirror's fault.
I know that out of character. I am not aware of that in character.
I know.
Therefore, I am going to act accordingly.
Yeah, the mirror looks back at you, blinking, shining.
With the face of an angry Russian man.
Yup.
Lucky number three?
Lucky number three.
Nope. Nope.
God, jeez.
Nope. He
Maybe,
puts the mirror into his pocket.
hungry. I'm sure it's because you're hungry. You've been working so hard. Maybe you just need some dinner or something.
Uh, puts the mirror into his pocket. Takes a deep breath. Goes to the closest McDonald's. Grabs himself something to eat. Grabs a pack of like 20 or 30 burgers or what. I think burgers are still the cheapest thing you could buy from
Oh yeah.
McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, he buys five for himself, eats all of them, and just grabs like 20 of them, and just like on his way back to the ship, just leaves it with the bone arkin because someone in the past he promised someone in the past he's gonna occasionally take care of the bone arkin because they are nice people and can give you information if you want to.
Yep.
So yeah,
They look extremely well pleased with these burgers and quickly distribute them amongst themselves.
and yeah, fuck it, going to the lake this time. Like, yeah, like okay, the mirror might need adjusting. Ha! Finally, one success.
Apparently, it might really have been that mirror. I don't know, but yeah, no, you slip sideways. It's gonna take you at least 5 minutes though. So yeah, slowly you see the landscape sort of change, but not really change. But you know, looking differently nonetheless, even though it looks exactly the same. And you're back in the Umbra again.
The first thing he's gonna do is pull that fucking mirror out of his pocket and look at it.
And you look back into your own eyes, and nothing seems to be the miss with this thing.
Yeah, puts it back into his pocket. Grabs his temples like, the fuck is wrong with me?
Maybe you just had a bad night.
And he slowly walks towards where he met that rabbit. Just sits down, cross-legged on the ground, waiting for someone or something to show up.
Yep. It doesn't take very long
Oh,
until the rabbit shows up. He looks a little like confused and a little like he still tries to look grumpy, but yeah, he's also rather happy with the fact that everything has been cleaned. And yeah, he's just like, okay, you, why did you do that?
that's how it works.
Yeah,
You take care of us, we take care of you.
yeah,
But I'm
no,
not from around here.
no,
That's
but
why.
this is like a spirit Garu thing. And could you at least make sure that the rest of you also does that? Like that would bring a little bit of balance back to everything.
I'll try and speak with the others, and if they can't or have other things to do, I might do this again.
Maybe they just need a reminder that we don't work for free either. Sure, you protect us, we protect you. That's how it works. But we give also. We give a lot of things. We know that. And what we ask is that, the places that the spirits come to, that they're nice. Like you guys look at us.
He grabs his temples and just drags his palm across his face and looks at the rabbit. And there's a bit of frustration and like uh, restrained anger in his voice. He's not necessarily gritting his teeth, but he's pretty close to it. And he says, "We've been under attack constantly for the past few months.
Past few years, many years, this place has always been under attack. Ever since, I don't know, ever since ever.
There's very few of us. We've got more work than we can spread among us."
So, how's that my problem? You still want your borders up. And we're with fewer as well. Brothers and sisters have gone missing. Like I said, there's a bad place in the north. It pulls them away.
Bad place. What kind of bad place?
It used to be a good place, lots of green. I've not been there. I stay here. It's safer here. But those of us who can't find food, they went outside. Go to that place. It just feels wrong, you know?
Olia takes a deep breath, looks back at this little bundle of evil. This bundle of back talk.
Yeah,
Does she want to speak to me now?
yeah, if you want to.
That's why I came here.
Okay, follow me.
Olia sits up. and
Oh
follows
no.
the little bundle.
Oh, I put it in the wrong.
I'm gonna call him Bundle.
Mm. That's fine. He is gonna hop to the shrine. I have two choices. Yeah, I'll go for this one. It's fun. And actually hop to behind the shrine where there is a small tree, and there's a rather fat white mouse sitting on a swing
That's a
that is
hamster
hung up.
sauce.
I don't care. It's a mouse. It's a mouse. Right now, it's a mouse. You deal with it. It's a mouse. Trust me. You know how hard it is to find anything white that is cute and that moves?
Fair enough. Keep that in mind.
Good. It's a mouse. And it's on a swing. Which conveniently means that you don't have to lower down to actually look it in the eyes.
Yeah.
And it's just looking at you.
Collier kneels. This time not out of a desire to make himself comfortable, but out of respect. Because he is facing the totem of the sept, a pretty powerful spirit as far as he can can realize. And he says, "My name is Nikolai Dimitrov. Did it by our singers as bleeding rain, born on two legs under Luna's sickle. Cleeth with the Shadow Lords.
Yes. What is it that you want?
I've noticed that after a while of being restless, while they were restless, now the spirits have calmed all of a sudden. But most of them have gone missing. Your is the rabbit still around?
Yeah.
Your stumbles a while tries to find the right word. Friend told me that you're unhappy with how we tend the shrines.
You're a theurge. I shouldn't need to explain to you how important the shrines are. If we weaken, if I weaken, the borders of the sept will weaken. You all need to work. We all need to work. It's as simple as that. You come here to make things right. That's good. That's why I will talk to you. But you can't do it all on your own. The sept is big. There are many shrines. If the shrines aren't kept, if the sept isn't kept, if there are no keepers active, then we aren't as strong. If we aren't as strong, that means the worm can win. It's that simple.
Is that why the spirits have gone missing?
Yes.
But why to the north?
because there's a bad place there. Place of the worm.
And if
It's grown stronger lately. Something's wrong there. There's something going on there.
so, I take it that regardless of what we do here, unless we take care of that place, it's gonna be for nothing.
Yes. As always, if there's a bad place, it needs to be dealt with. There's a bad place in Staten. I can't deal with that. The North isn't as bad as the Staten.
Collier looks a bit inquisitively, trying to put two and two together, because as far as he's been told, there's a hellhole in Staten. Or
Yup.
wormhole, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yup.
So he's trying to put two and two together.
Yeah, the mouse is just waiting for him, swinging.
So what do you think we should do?
Stop it.
Before or after we make sure that our borders are strong again?
I don't know. You're the Garu. You all are Garu. You know about fighting. It's not up to me to decide what you're gonna do.
I'll speak to the others. Let's see what we can do.
Okay.
But at least for a while, I'll make sure your children are fed.
You're a theurge. That's your job.
If I don't do my job, it's both of us that suffer.
Yes. If I don't do my job, that's the same.
I'll see what I can do. Is there any other message you want me to pass on to my brothers while I'm here?
No?
Then I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
And he takes a bow and walks away.
Yep.
And he starts his search Ambroside, because I don't want to fail another sidestepping, and decides to thinks that he needs to speak with the higher ranking theurge for some advice. But judging the fact that the den father isn't a particularly talkative individual, uh, or particularly keen on sharing information, he's gonna wing it. He's been in the mob. He knows how stuff goes. You've got a big issue to speak directly to the boss. Let me guess, you're not playing her?
I don't know. We haven't decided yet.
Because you know who I'm aiming for, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Well, whatever. I'll do my best.
Yeah, and he's gotta go searching for the alpha. The alpha.
Okay, I don't have a picture for her. I'm sorry.
I can give you a minute to Google something because there's a lot of pictures of her on the internet.
That is definitely true.
I'd be really curious to see you doing a weird old cackling witch voice.
Yeah. Oh boy. Mm,
Because I don't think we have a right master. Or do we?
I mean, we should have. I have no clue who that is at the moment. So let's not go into that.
Okay, fair enough. I'm aiming for the highest ranking theurge, and I was like, yeah, oh, the Sipt Alpha's a theurge.
Make me a perception alertness roll.
Perception.
Oh wait, do you still have your whisper catching on?
Yep. It goes for an entire scene unless I want to
Yeah,
turn it off.
but that's for conversations. No, do the perception alertness roll. Sorry.
Perception alertness. Standard diff.
Mm-hmm.
3 successes.
Okay. As you walk around the sept, and you actually get to rather close to one of the borders. It's there when you start to hear like the a squeaking sound. That kind of reminds you of a shopping cart that needs to have its wheels oiled.
Oh.
And it's not too long after that from one of the pods you can see Mama L coming near you, pushing forth a shopping cart with a huge um, load in it. It's almost pouring over the top. There's blankets over all the junk.
Uh, Out of character, quick question. Because I know I
Hmm.
sometimes, at some point, I think I mentioned introducing myself to her off screen. So is that the thing,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
have they
That
met before or not?
they have
That
met before. Don't worry.
fair enough. No, that's the only thing. Yeah. So no, just so I know if I have to introduce myself or not.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah. So hearing the trademark shopping cart of the South Alpha, Kolya is going to approach, and he thinks about whether he should kneel or flop because he hates flopping viscerally.
I mean, if you want to know, you can always make a Garu lore check, or
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna make a Garolor check. Intelligence Garolor.
hmm
Does my specialty in creative logic count
no,
for this situation?
no,
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
you really didn't need the specialty. um, so, um, most important to higher rankings in Garu society is to show respect. You're Hamid, she's Hamid. Hamids don't necessarily flop. Like, there are many Hamids that just do the bowing and not do the flopping. The most important thing is that both of you recognize it as a sign of respect.
Okay, so Golia is going to take a knee very deeply and bow his head down and pop two buttons from his shirt, like basically dragging down the neck of his shirt, revealing his throat,
Hmm.
and just says, Alfaraya.
The squeaking of the cart stops in front of you. It stays quiet for a moment, and then you kind of feel the shadow of Mama L like falling over you. And what she does next is something you might not expect. She is gonna kneel down, look at the ground, and it's like, "What did you find there? Did you find something? Is there something on the ground? Because I have lost a beer cap."
He's gonna try and push back a laughter, smile, something, because he wasn't expecting this, and just looks very carefully on the ground to see if there's any beer caps.
There's nothing there.
I was merely trying to show respect, right?
Oh, get up, get up.
He stands up.
So, I heard you were looking for me. I am here. What do you want?
Spoken to Great White Mouse.
Yes,
She's not happy.
I know.
She thinks we're neglecting our duties.
Well, you are. Why else would she say that?
Takes a second to think about it. And reminds himself that the September is the theurge too. And it's like, huh? There's a confused look on his face.
Well, you hardly expect me at my old age to, do all the digging and the grinding and the cleaning, do you?
Didn't say
Seems
that,
like
Raya.
it seems like she's guessing.
Just saying that it's a bit hard without a keeper to
Yeah,
organize all the theurges.
as far as I know, there aren't that many theurges that will be organized. It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, but also, you know how people are. Sometimes pay attention to titles more than to the work done. But anyhow, that's neither here nor there. This is not why I wanted to talk to you. Great White Mouse said something about something dark in the north, thinking it might be a hellhole.
Well, it's not a hellhole, but there's definitely something wrong there. I can sense it. I can feel it in my bones. They itch, especially here around the back. She starts to scratch her ass.
Glorious. Um, well, if it's not the hellhole, then what is it?
Well, it's a lesser hole.
Okay. How do we take care of it?
Well, how do you think you should take care of it?
I'm guessing a rite of cleansing isn't going to be enough.
No, it's not that the place is bad, it's that it's been made bad, which is usually the case with places. Something of itself is not bad. And you can roll me a wits alertness.
Wits alertness. Okay, that's a new one.
Yep.
One successive, it's tentative.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so faster than you would expect an old lady like her to be, she lashes out with what seems to be some sort of a small branch, and you barely manage to duck away from it. As you can literally feel it like whooshing past you. And then she'll hand you the stick that she tried to whack you with.
Takes the stick.
See? It's a stick. It's not bad by itself. If I whack you with it, it's a bad stick. Or is it? Is it a stick that's bad or is it me that's bad? There's your question.
So let me guess. Spiral theurges, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've also heard there's a Bane army around. There are many things here. It can be many things. But it's something that can influence the spirit, so your guess is as good as mine. That itch. Ah,
I'm thinking I should look into it.
I think that's a great idea. Well done. Have a cookie. And she'll, rummage it through her shopping cart and finally gets out a package of cookies. It's been opened. It looks like the package itself, there's like spots on it and everything. But, the cookies look really decent, sort of. She just hands you a cookie.
He,
Yeah.
he's been hanging around with bonars enough to know it's very, very impolite to refuse anything they give you. So, like, like the basic Garu courtesy. So he's gonna take a cookie, like not pretty normally, not being like careful or like disgusted or anything. Takes the cookie, says thank you. It's the cookie. Simple as that.
It's a bit old, but other than that, it tastes fine. And Mama L is just, nodding approvingly and tapping you on the cheek. There you go. There's a good lad.
So I have your blessing to look into this lesser hole.
Yes, you wouldn't need my blessing, but if you want, sure. Blessings are free.
It's nice to have permission from someone upstairs when you do things like this.
Upstairs? No, I don't use stairs anymore.
From an elder.
Oh, I knew that. Don't worry. I'm just messing with you, kid. It's good you're looking in. It's good.
That's what I'm gonna do. And he takes a deep bow and says, I'll howl when I get some info. Right.
Just be careful.
He
And
nods.
don't forget, lone wolf is a dead wolf. And with that, she'll just, grab her shopping cart and squeak, 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 moves away.
Mobile is great.
Where is that bottle cap? Where is that cap? I swear I lost it somewhere here.
Mobile is great.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Kolya is going to shift in a form that gives him a bit of speed and a bit more stealth, also known as lupus.
hmm Um, do you want to continue this?
Yep.
Like,
Fuck it.
I can give you about half an hour, but it may have to be in a part two then.
Okay, I'll move fast.
Okay.
Okay, so he's gonna shift down to lupus, taking his
hmm
time,
hmm
doing it very clumsily and reluctantly because he's not a Garu that likes to switch a lot. shift, sorry, not say, shift a lot, and make his way northwards, trying to rely on his perception, on his wits, on his senses as a
You
Garu.
don't have a sense worm gift, right?
Nope.
Okay.
I said senses, not sense.
Okay. You never asked where in the north. You just said so. How far are you going, or are you willing to go?
If I have a map of New York, I might actually have.
Give me 2 moments, because that's something that I did have prepared.
My geography isn't great.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, so it's Central Park, north of Central Park.
give me a moment and I'll do a screen share.
Okay, so Central Park is there.
Yep.
Probably move a lot faster if you're a wolf. Legitimately, I don't know. Maybe up to like that bridge,
That bitch.
five
This
six
one?
miles. Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know, a couple of miles because
Okay.
he's been working, and it's tiresome.
As you reach the Washington Heights area, because that's like already, I think, a couple of hours running, so it starts to get real dark now. Uh, and also, from time to time, you will have to, hide from like all the spiders that are running around through the city, because that's Weaver territory. Mm, you can make me a perception awareness standard diff.
Perception, awareness.
And give me 1 moment, I'll BRB. Yep, I'm back.
I have no awareness.
You don't have awareness.
Nope. I'm a
Then
very
it's a
bad seer.
yeah, yeah. Okay, then it's a straight perception roll.
You don't get any modifiers in lupus to your perception, do you?
Yep, you do. So -2 on your perception.
So it's
So it was standard diff. Now it's diff 4.
4 with my amazing 2 dice. One success.
Okay. As you're moving through the Washington Heights area, what you kind of see, or sense, or feel,
Perceive.
perceive, there's something to the. Let me see. I have the direction right. To the right of you. That just, you know, that itch Mama L was speaking about. It seems to be coming from that direction.
He's gonna head towards it because no self preservation.
Okay.
Also known as Ava syndrome.
I don't know what you're talking about. So as you move into that direction, um, slowly what you start to see is that there is another park there, um, also known as Highbridge Park, because there's a high bridge there. It's really they're so original. Um, and you head towards it. How are you going to approach it? That's the first question.
Unless, because I still have whisper catching on,
Mm-hmm.
so unless I hear any sound, anything that would lead me to believe that there is not necessarily someone, but something around, whether it's a spirit, whether it's another garu shift, like stepped sideways, or any other creature that can step sideways. He's gonna pretty much go at the steady pace. The moment
Okay.
he perceives anything that might be that might be around, for lack of a better term, around,
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna go in stealthy, like a good little shadow lord.
Okay. Now, as far as I know, whisper catching is specifically whispers that you catch, aka conversations. So you don't pick anything up from that. You may make me a perception alertness check, but something else is going to make a perception alertness check as well.
Oh, this is how I die. Okay, so perception alertness, standard diff,
Standard diff
three successes.
is very good. Okay. So, as you are moving towards this park, what you will see in the sky as you look up, what you see is birds going towards, or actually circling around the park. And they, as you look at them, especially with three successes, they don't look like normal birds to you. They look off, like twisted, sort of evil pigeons. And I will actually provide you with a picture of said evil pigeons because I have a picture of them. Well, maybe not exactly that, but what are you doing?
Jesus.
I mean, it's not necessarily an evil pigeon. What you see flying, several of them actually, above the park, is that.
Skeleton crow,
Eh,
more than evil pigeon.
it's more than an evil pigeon, but it sounded fun to say evil pigeon.
Fair enough. Okay, skeleton crows, whatever.
Yeah. Unfortunately, one of them has seen you too. So as they're circling around, their circles start to grow wider and wider, and slowly they start to transform from circles into. Yep. They're not necessarily attacking just yet. They seem to be looking at what you're doing.
Okay, they're turning into what? Because you broke out
Oh, sorry.
a little.
It's not that they are turning into something, it's that the circles that they flew around the park started to become more of an ellipse. So they're starting to hover more in your direction.
Fair enough. How many of them are there roughly?
Uh, Let me roll because I do have a number of them that are in the park, but I don't know how many flying there are. Oh, your luck. There's two of them.
Okay, so two birds flying in an ellipse. That look.
Hmm.
Uh, can I make an intelligent spirit lore to see if I can figure out more about them?
Sure.
Two successes, unless the difficulty is higher.
Nope, it's standard diff.
Then it's two.
Okay. What do you know of them? You don't necessarily recognize them. They seem to be, if you study them a bit more, as they're circling towards you, coming a bit better into view for you. Um, they seem to be Gaian spirits that have been corrupted, heavily corrupted.
Okay. Let's see if I have anything that might. Hmm. Against my better judgment, I'm gonna try and also get closer, but somehow lose them. Like go
Okay.
into a bush or go into uh, under something. Like try to
Mhm.
get like break line of sight, and also try to
Mhm.
get closer to the park.
Make me a wits stealth roll.
Wits stealth.
Yep, because you're trying to lose them, and they will make a perception alertness.
Three successes with three dice.
Very
Not bad.
good. Yeah. And I decided to just roll one set of dice for both of them. So, yep. They seem to keep circling the same circle, but as you kind of move into the bushes and then, into an alleyway, avoiding a spider, diving, or going underneath like a sort of tunnel thingy, and then coming out from that, you've moved away from the ellipse that they are flying, and you can still see that they're circling that. The circle slowly seems to get wider, um, as it looks like they're searching for you, but you seem to have lost them for now. And if you want to, you can make me a dex stealth roll to approach the park.
The second. Three successes.
Very well. Yeah, you can. You slowly start to approach the park, this time more stealthily. As you get near the edge of the park, what you see occasionally is like a puddle of some dark liquid of sorts. Um, as you get closer and closer, you start to see that these puddles seem to come from like little streams, almost as if it's been raining in the park, and the rain is slowly siphoning out of the park and onto the streets. It's not like the entire streets are covered. It's a slow, small stream here and a small stream there, leaking sort of into the streets. And you can tell that the liquid is a little like thicker than you would give water.
Does it smell like anything? Does it look like anything? Because I'm guessing that's not water.
No. I mean, I've already described what it looks like because I'm like, you
Hmm.
don't need to roll perception alertness for that. Um, if you want to smell it, go ahead. Um, it smells like garbage and old blood. Sort of combine that with like, yeah, like rotting vegetables, rotting flesh, old blood sort of smell.
Okay, he's gonna try and get closer to the source.
Um, yeah, that means that you would need to get into the park.
Fair enough.
Okay, if that's what you do, that's what you do.
Ava syndrome.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, got you prepared for this. Would you like to make me another Dex stealth roll to get in? Because there will be different creatures that might be popping up.
Yeah, mind if I spend the willpower on this?
Yeah, sure, you can do
She's
that.
crazy but not stupid. Two successes.
Okay. Wow.
Wonderful.
Yep. You can also make me a perception alertness then.
Perception. What difficulty?
It's just standard. Yep.
Successes.
So what you see as you walk around the park is you see in the trees more of these birds sitting. They seem to have some sort of black nests. There's usually two or three of them in one nest. And also, what you will see on the ground are these. Just, they're quite big actually. They're not like normal rat size. They're at least 3 times bigger than your average rat. And they seem to be hanging together by, like, it's almost as if you're looking at a zombie rat as their skin is starting to rot and pieces of fur have started to fall off their backs and their paws, and their claws have been extended and their teeth have grown bigger than any kind of average rat. Their tails are sweeping. Seem to be particularly nasty looking.
Okay, mutant zombie rat. I got it.
Hmm.
Okay.
And as you go deeper and deeper into the park, avoiding these creatures, uh, the dark ooze starts to, grow. It starts to become more of like small streams. They start to slowly grow bigger, more. Um, there's more of them, and it starts to become more difficult to find ground that there's no ooze there. So, if you would like to make me a Dex Athletics, for now it's Div 6.
I failed.
Okay.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that's So, you try to be as sneakily, as stealthily as possible. Also try to avoid these little streams. As you step aside to avoid one, um, you fail to spot. Well, actually, it's not even that you failed to spot. You did see it, but stepping away suddenly because the stream started to become a little bigger than you expected it to be, um, you have to dive out of the way and put your, let's say your left front paw, and you place it in another black stream that just kind of oozes over your paw, and it starts to sting heavily, like really. And there's a couple of things that you need to roll. This is the wrong plot. Need the right plot. Yes, there we go. First, I would like you to soak one egg.
Don't think I can soak egg.
You're in lupus. You can soak egg.
Okay. So it's stamina +2 because I'm in lupus.
Mm-hmm.
Does the penalty from nightmares count?
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. It kind of doesn't make sense, but anyhow, it's your call. Like a boss.
Good. I didn't really expect you to have much difficulty with one egg, but
You'd be
yeah.
surprised.
I mean, I know my own roles, and yeah, I know I would have had difficulty with that, even if I had 10 dice for it. I'd also like you to make a willpower roll, diff 5, as this ooze kind
Permanent
of
or temporary?
perm. This ooze is kind of flowing over your paw, and it stings, but it's not just
One, two,
pain.
three, four, 5 successes.
Good. It's not just pain that kind of. It's almost as if it's acid that's clawing into your, um, yeah, into your paw. That's like creeping into your flesh, burning it. It's also that through that burn, through that contact, you can feel the influence of the worm kind of seeping into your body, almost as if it's trying to grab you. But you manage to shake off the effects of it, and yeah. Um, Obviously, I'm just gonna give you this because yeah, you will be worm tainted now. So you will need to be cleansed before you head onto Sept, which you would have been anyway since you've entered this park, and they definitely look sickening. Like you start to notice now, um, as you quickly step out of the ooze and find like a dry spot, you start to notice now that the leaves on the trees, there's still leaves there, but they're no longer green like they are on the outside of the park.
Mm-hmm.
They start to become like this darker green with brown and black spots on it. And the further you get into it, the darker the leaves start to become, like slowly turning from green into this kind of black, filthy looking color. Um, you start to see the same spots like on the barks of the trees, on patches of the ground grass that hasn't even been touched by this ooze.
Yeah. After he steps into that ooze and figuring out there are a lot of spirits there, tainted spirits, and taking into account Mama L's advice and thinking to himself that he's got enough information for the time being, and this is by no means a suicide mission, he's gonna head back.
Okay. Um, Make me one more dex stealth roll.
Just a sec. And I'm gonna spend another willpower on this one because fuck it.
Good thing you did. Eh. So you make it out of the park without being spotted, but as you make your way out, you can hear like one of the birds, like literally when you pass the border of
Mm.
park into city, one of the birds in the trees is making a sound, and it sounds just yeah, pretty terrifying. It's like And
Hey,
soon
death
enough,
call.
all the other birds are starting to make the same noise. And it's just like the spark is exploding in this intense scream. And from the park, you can see all the birds kind of flapping their wings. They're not out yet, they're still making that sound. But it's pretty obvious that you've been spotted and that they're making ready to pursue.
Yeah, he's gonna take a run for it for the sept.
Okay. Dex athletics. Or no, sorry, stamina athletics.
Stamina athletics. Two successes.
Okay. Mm, um, you run, and I don't think you're bothering with hiding anymore.
Nope.
Um, you run away, you run out. You're heading back to the sept. You don't care about weaver spirits or worm spirits that might be in your way. Your target is the sept. Um, however, two of the birds were already in the air, and they are both gonna make one attack on you, as they do reach you before the rest does.
Fair enough.
Mm, well, that's bird number one. Just swooping down from the sky and should trying to rake with its claws and is having two successes. Now, are you trying to dodge?
How would I be able to see them if I'm just like running away?
I mean, there's a shadow falling over you. You pretty much know that there's someone close. I mean, I'm allowing you, if you want to, you can try and dodge. Giving you the opportunity. If you're like, no, I'm not taking it, that's cool.
Don't think because dodging would break my speed. I'm trying to think of it not in game logic, but in like
Mm-hmm.
fight or flight reason logic.
No, it would definitely slow you down a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, no, he's
Okay.
not slowing down because he doesn't have a very clear idea of how many of these things are there. So if two caught
Mm-hmm.
up, fine by them, but let's not give anything else a chance to catch up.
Okay, soak me one lethal for the first attack.
Okay, so
Soaked. Second attack.
wow, that's gonna hurt in the morning.
It might. And soak me three lethal.
Nope.
Yeah, taking three lethal.
Yeah.
But with that, as you're running away from them, you're going through Washington Heights, um, running through Upper Manhattan, and as soon as you kind of, are halfway into Upper Manhattan, they turn around and fly back to their base, back to this park.
Kolya's not looking back. He's not taking any shortcuts. He's going. Sorry, not taking any chances. He's taking like the shortest, straightest route he can, and not stopping, powering through uh, to the sept.
Yep.
And
Yeah. You make it to the border of Central Park.
yeah, and figuring out by now uh, without much thought that he is tainted and he doesn't have anything to cleanse himself with, he's gonna let out a howl, asking to if any guardians are around to see if they
Hmm.
can cleanse him. And
There's
basically,
a random bonar who's responding to the howl, walking up. Hi, mate. You look like seen better days. What's that stuff on you? You smell terrible.
it's it's worm something. It
Blech.
doesn't.
Well, better glad you cleansed. And la di da di da. He walks around, pours water over you. Actually, has some sort of a pipe that he fills that he will use to provide for smoke for the rite of cleansing. And yeah, he'll um, he'll make sure you're cleansed, and will actually provide like a bottle of water. It's not the cleanest water, but it's definitely not tainted. And we'll offer it to you to basically wash the ooze off your paw.
Yeah. Kolya is going to switch back to. I don't know what would make more sense form wise for soaking and healing faster.
Anything but Tomid, really. If you just wait in Lupus, then you'll be healed.
Yeah, but he wants to wash things away, so
Clabro, I guess, then.
yeah, he's gonna switch to Glabro, the only form I don't have an overlay for.
That's
So I'm gonna with my Hamed one, and you're gonna have to deal with it. Yeah, so he switches to Glabro and cleanses his wounds and
fine.
washes himself as much as he can with the, especially his front right paw, which now became his left hand, his right hand, making
Yep.
sure everything is clean and waiting out waiting out uh, his wounds to heal.
Okay.
And I believe we can call this a scene. And if I find anyone else for a follow up, then I'll do it.
Yeah, we will definitely call it a scene. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching.
Thank you,
This,
ST, for staying.
you're welcome. This was another scene of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. And good night.